voting.
I'm not voting, my man. I'm not voting again.
Okay.
What all the thing there for? You see the kind of vote get papi. Nima, Grenjile. See the kind of vote get man.
He shot you.
Bapuru. No. I'm voting again.
You not realize the vote. At the end of the day, they say Granty there, the also is. They say, we get no 4,000 or 5,000.
I'm voting again. But you think it would be better when it comes to election commission that it be voted?
Yeah, they want to take side with the president and put that there.
It will be fun. We vote for them because once we vote for them, they will be for the people. They will not be for president.
No, but you have to vote.
I'm voting.
So if you're coach now, then you carry your team. After 90 minutes, people say, okay, you're 10 minutes, you tell all the players, then say, we're not playing again, you'll go. They will be your red, they be your automatically against you. Let me tell you, my brother, Gento.
Okay.
And now you're one saying you're not voting again for the second round or the round of election. Now you're one saying you. Yeah, so you change the attitude. All those people that voted for JMB, you go back with backing you.
Okay.
You go vote again. That the last one year, that the last year, what did it go last that year? If you not vote, now push, you're not when they will come back again.
Yes.
If you not vote, all they thought they will start living the whole again.
Yes.
If you not vote,
Yes.
your whole future is finished.
Continue.
Then the JMB Bene and Jeremiah Kum, you're dying for. Ben a leader. Go vote. Go vote. My man, everybody won't go vote. Everybody will go vote. Go vote.
Okay.
Oh, but well, you not know that not percent again between the two people. Oh, no percent again. That man I told I will vote from Nima where he say Gonglo. Gonglo get support. Gonglo get me support.
Kumis too?
Kumi I love Kumi with my heart, man. Kumi say how you vote against or contest against ruling party, then go for ruling party again. That means you know when you want that, you go to JMB. Everybody coming on board, he say now voting. Everybody coming on board, I say now vote.
Man, Shine, the thing just tell me, I get 50 of my Oma Nana in Grenku, the vest for it. But you know what I will do?
Tell them.
First thing tomorrow, I'm making my way to Grenku. I'm going to make them to understand.
And the rescue train, it will enter Grenku and Sando will enter there too. Yes. To tell them that they may not do nothing for them already. We do nothing. We Pharaoh.
Why they never say all that because of racism and Pharaoh?
So racism conversations, yes. My people, so is we backing you. The thing here we do now for everyone all good though. We're not doing it for ourselves.
Yes.
We beg your great people who love you. Fair people, crew, gravel. Let's tell the papi man.
For sure.
We don't want to trouble. Let's say voting here. When I tell let's say voting now, then the other people say one gather. They will be by again. We begging you. One country, one life, bro. Vote number one.
JMP
and JKK.
Okay, folks, welcome to Talk TV Media Network. Welcome. It's another edition of the Wednesday edition of delving into the issues, shining the political spotlight on the political events taking place. It is official, folks. It is official. It has begun. Campaign runoff is official. Pronounced yesterday by the National Elections Commission Chair Lady, Madam Deviator Brown Lansana. So officially, campaign begins tomorrow. And many of you can recall today, since after the elections, CDC had their press conference today. President Weah thanking all his supporters as well. You all witnessed that. JMB and the UP and collaborating political parties had theirs the other day. But welcome to the show wherever you are joining me this afternoon, whether it's evening time from your end, or it's afternoon, or it's morning, wherever you are. My name is Sam Gadu. I'm here. It's official. Now that campaign has officially begun, what next? What next for the Unity Party? What next for CDC? What strategy do they have in place? Both political parties. What are your expectations? We would like to find out, because now it's two people now. Two people. It's not 20 anymore. It's just two. The roadmap has narrowed itself. It has narrowed itself so well, significantly, that the choice is very simple to make. We are witnessing a lot of endorsements taking place as well. We'll be talking about those endorsements. Those of you who are following us, today we saw the Liberal People's Party, LPP, of Councillor Tewon Gonglo officially endorsed the JMB team today. So kudos to them for that. That was clear because I'm a very good follower. I love Tewon. He's a man who has character. And I find it very hard, based on his principles, I found it very hard for him to see him endorsing the CDC, even though he was critical on the UP. But that is what they see in common, at least from their perspective, that they have that commonality, something in common where they can hold Joseph Numa Boakai and his administration accountable, if they are elected. So the party of Tewon Gonglo is on the side of LPP, of not LPP, of UP, and we also saw some other endorsements. Before I really get into the real issues of the day, let me see if I can pull that out here just for your information. Those of you who are following us, welcome. Thomas, welcome. Kelvin, welcome to the show. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day out there today. So we also saw ALP leadership, entire leadership today endorsing the Unity Party. I'm reading this from the Talk TV Media news desk platform. Majority members of the leadership of the All Liberian Party, ALP, headed by the national chairman Theodore Momo, have endorsed Joseph N. Boakai presidential bid for the runoff. So that is one aspect. And then also, the Liberal People's Party, LPP, of Tewon Gonglo endorses the Unity Party of Joseph Numa Boakai. So he is picking up a couple of endorsements he's picking up. What does that say? What signals? Yesterday, we did see a lot of negotiations are taking place. Cummins, ANC, met with a lot of the other political leaders, as well as Joseph Numa Boakai. And those of us who live in the third world countries and understand 21st century scientific body language, I would love to talk about that. Especially wherein Alexander Cummins was able to meet with President George Weah yesterday, as well as Joseph Numa Boakai. I am heading somewhere with this simply because I want to find out, where is the ANC Alexander Cummins heading? I don't have a lot of pictures of photos of him meeting with President Weah. I only have one photo, but I am going to do that photo justice to describe the body language that I see. I hope a lot of you will be able to see it as well. Let me bring that photo on the screen. So when you're looking at the body language of these two men, there's a lot going on from this body language. You can tell from Alexander Cummins' side that he's not too comfortable. Even though this is in his own home, he's not too comfortable. You see how he's sitting and leaning and looking at George Weah, And Weah is sitting in his home. Weah is acting like, his body language is posing like, I'm in charge. This is Weah visiting with a mail. I'm here. I have every reason for you to support me. He's trying to take control, even though he's seeking for his support. What is Weah saying? Weah is like, these elections were free and fair, and I think the ANC should support me. That is the body language of President Weah. You see how he's sitting up straight up, and when you look on the other side, Alexander Cummings, he's saying, I think you stole this election. I'm not too comfortable. That's kind of what the body language of Alexander Cummings is posing. That my man, it seems like this election was not fair. Why your people didn't have to go in the night to polling stations, to break into polling centers, and transporting ballot boxes in the middle of the night with helicopters and stuff. My man, the direction the country is going, it's not good. That is the body language of Alexander Cummings. Very uneasy. He's not at ease. This is in his own home, and he's sitting straight up. The aspect of looking at him in his eye, in President Weah's eyes, that is typical here in the third world, in the 21st century. In America, this is what we do. When someone is talking to you, engage them eye to eye, right? So when you look at Weah, George Weah is talking, but you can tell what he's saying. He is not looking at Alexander Cummings directly. He's not looking at Alexander Cummings directly. He's just trying to make his point across to him. But eye-to-eye contact is very important, right? So let me bring that. That's one aspect of the analysis for that. Body language says a whole lot. So from that one picture alone, let me bring the other picture of the other opposing guy. This is Alexander Cummings. Same thing yesterday with Joseph Numa Boakai, where he visited all of them. But you can see that there is some sort of comfort between them. You see, both of them are smiling, right? Even the people that are the backdrop, some sort of cordiality is taking place, right? And to the point where, watch this. He said, my man, let's walk. Let's throw out there. Let's get away from all these people. So the two of them walk out to the balcony. That's Joseph Numa Boakai and Alexander Cummings. So you can tell their body language, man to man talking. They say men can't talk all. They want two or all. You and I will be knowing each other too long. You and I have a lot in common than George Weah. That's kind of what Joseph Numa Boakai is saying to Alexander Cummings. Folks, it's very important. This is what the people, forensic people who are specialists. I'm not a specialist in this area, but I'm giving you my little 1-2-1-2, just by observation, right? That's how it is. You look at this. Alexander Cummings is talking to Ambassador Boakai, and he's keenly listening. Very much so. Listening. What am I saying this body language? What does that say compared to George Weah body language? The two of them. You can see and observe some sort of uneasiness between that, right? Some sort of uneasiness. The way Alexander Cummings is sitting up, straight up in his chair. This is in Alexander Cummings' home. They all came to court him for support because his support is very key for what he stands for, right? Now, where am I heading with this? Because Alexander Cummings' support is very key in this runoff, and these two men came yesterday to court him. Looking at their body language, I'm very optimistic from their body language that that Alexander Cummings of the ANC is going to endorse the Unity Party. JMB, mark my word, what I'm saying here. Just that body language can tell from my own little knowledge of observation and analysis that Alexander Cummings, the ANC, will endorse Unity Party. Because from what he's saying right here, my man, the direction in which the country going is not correct. You got to come on board. Look at the coups. Look at the way the children dying. And you and I have in common. You and I don't have criminal records. You and I have impeccable character. You know, there's a lot you and I have in common than you will have in common with George Weah. So come on board. That's what I'm thinking. That's what they're talking. If y'all think I'm lying, y'all disagree with me. Y'all disagree with me. But that's my opinion. I just opinion. That's my opinion there. Yeah. That is just my opinion, folks. Someone telling me to send a link. I will drop the link. Y'all will not worry. I will soon drop the link. As soon as I finish my lay 1-2-1-2 analysis, I'll drop the link for all of y'all to take part inside it. But folks, let's get back to the main thing. Elections have been officially open. Campaign. And you can tell everybody now you only have few weeks, probably 2 weeks, because the campaign day for election day is November 14th. For those of you who do not know, and there are only 2 people on the ballot. JMB, Unity Party, ballot is on top of the ballot, number 1. The CDC of George Weah, number 2. Very easy to know. It's not senatorial thing anymore. It's not representative. This is just the presidential. So everybody needs to get on now. The person that you want, so you can go really talk to your people. Because you know, there are a lot of forces now at play. The people that are endorsing, they too have that responsibility now to tell their partisans, their people that, yo, please vote. But the problem here that I see is, this time around, and I hope that the Unity Party, the opposition, will rally around this, is to protect the vote. The people are willing to get out. But are you willing and prepared to protect the vote? You can't just tell everybody, y'all get out and vote, but you can't protect the vote. And you know that it is in protecting the vote. When you don't protect the vote, that is the place where CDC take advantage. So all of this thing would have been done. It would have been a one round, long time. But because the Unity Party failed to protect the vote, right? That is the cause. That is the reason why we are in this the second time. That is the reason why we're in it a second time. That's it. We should not have been here. The Unity Party should not have been there. This was a one-round victory. One round. So what happened? When CDC realized that parts of the country, especially the Southeast, at the polling stations, Unity Party didn't have their observers, they took advantage. They took advantage by stuffing in enough of the ballots on that side. Because the common sense is there's no way, as popular as the Unity Party and Joseph Numa Boakai is in Liberia, the hard time that is in our country, down to the old man in the village, you can't tell me that George Weah will get 24,000 votes from this polling station. And then Unity Party, JMB, 1,000. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? That is what they took advantage of. It should have been gone long time. We could be focusing now, structuring government, bringing the best, brightest minds together, start directing this train in the right direction. But here we are, as a people, as a nation. The fight is not over. The race is not over. So when you blink, guess what? Your opponent will take over. When you blink, your opponent can easily throw a rock in front of you just so you can stumble and fall. When you blink, this is politics. You don't sleep with it. And you have to sacrifice. The leaders, national leaders, those of you who are leaders in the party, you all have to sacrifice. We understand. Joseph, the party don't have money. And because the party doesn't have money, it becomes a sacrificial or responsibility for everyone. That is it, folks. That is it. So I'm going to drop the link in the comment section. And those of you who want to join and give your opinion about this whole thing, you are more than welcome to join. The link is right there. But are you satisfied with the just ended? There's also a lawsuit, not lawsuit, there are a lot of inquiries, dissatisfaction from what we heard yesterday on the desk of David Brown, listener. Right? ANC have their complaints, instructing them not to destroy any of the ballot papers, used and unused. And I actually think if they go by that recommendation by bringing forensic analysts to analyze those ballots for the just gone election, you'll realize it will come to a one-time victory. But because David Brown and that commission know what they got, what they're getting, they are one-sided. They're not playing a level playing field. They're not going to allow that. They're going to derail that process. That's what's going to happen. They will derail the process. They're not going to go to do recount, scientific, even though the ANC offer and say, we will pay whatever cost it is going to cost the commission to do this recount, test all these ballots, to making sure that there was no fraud, which will bring real democratic, it will bring real pride to the democratic institution, the democracy worldwide, and bring integrity in our institutional, democratic institution. They will look at all of that and ignore it. They're not going to allow it. They will not allow it. They won't. So these are some of the things, folks, we're talking about. These are some of the things. I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'll be right back. I see one of my colleagues is in the back. I'm going to take a quick break because this one is a JMB. I got their promotion thing here, so I got to do their promotion thing before I get in trouble here. So just listen to it, folks.
Liberia stands at a crossroad. We've witnessed the mistakes of leaders like Jacob Zuma, Donald Trump, and Mobutu Sese Seko. But now, history is repeating itself. George Weah's leadership echoes these mistakes. Corruption, incompetence, womanizing, violent tendencies, and a stubborn backwardness define his tenure. Our people suffer, dreams fade, and our potential is stifled. Yet, there's hope. There is a better path forward. Joe Boykai, JNB, Uncle Joe, stands for integrity, competence, progress, and inclusivity.
The country has gone backward in every area. Is our corruption stealing with impunity? A country that is on autopilot because there's no leadership? And we cannot continue to risk the future of unborn generation.
Act now for a Liberia free from the grip of corruption and incompetence. Let's reshape our destiny Join Joe Boykai's movement, and together, let's rebuild Liberia's future. Think Liberia. Love Liberia. Build Liberia.
Okay. Let me bring my colleague to the stage. What's going on? What's up, bro?
I'm okay, CEO. Hope you are getting me.
I am getting you, Claire. How you doing? How's things, man?
Been around watching the elections, most especially listening to the preliminary results. Until then, yesterday, the official result, the final result was announced, and runners were announced open from yesterday. So we've been around listening to different, partisans, getting the voices, just looking for the news around as usual.
Okay. Bring your head down small to the camera. I want that. You got that drill light you got, so?
Is it okay now?
Yeah, that drill light you got, eh? I'm beginning you living or whatever.
No man, we have electricity in Bon County now already, so we've been managing with it. Yeah.
So we now that election has officially opened, right? And campaign has officially begun. But this time around it's between two political parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna be heated in the next 2 weeks. We're fully aware of that.
Sure.
But the thing, my frustration is if Unity Party relax and remove their eye off the ball, if they blink, Jawia will not play, because that's all they're doing. They're looking for the weak spot, the soft spot, where they will see that weak point and they will take advantage again, just like they did, right? For the gone elections. Because we saw what happened. It's if somebody would say, oh, what is the proof? What proof do you have? Well, there are a lot of things that took place that call the gone election to question. Even the international monitors and international community had their own reservations. And that dark cloud that I always talk about, that the National Election Commission has placed on over themselves, they are yet to remove that dark cloud. They are yet to vindicate themselves, remove that dark cloud. And the only way they can do it is by playing a level playing field, by telling themselves, we are an open book. The complaints that are legitimate, that other political parties file, and other candidates, independent candidates file, they need to take them serious and address them promptly, right? To create all of it.
Yeah, so for that,
if that is not happening, what do you see for this next runoff that's coming up? Do you foresee any transparency at all, any fairness at all?
Okay, for my own observation, I would say I've been observing from my end, where most especially for the Unity Party, they've been around already with their, with the ballot, a symbol of the ballot paper, carrying around, their full soldiers been moving around in communities. Even before the official result was announced yesterday, they were already around moving, telling people that they have now been transformed to taken to number one instead of number two. So their number now is number one on the ballot. So they already started with that. And with the issue of like what you said, what we foresee in the runoff, right. Yeah, I think with the issue of maybe like irregularities happening during the election periods or with the results that were announced, I think if the Unity Party saw something different, with the result, maybe NEC tempered with the result or whatsoever thing, I think it was necessary that they put out the complaint, they filed a complaint to the Supreme Court, even though according to them, they do not, trust the Supreme Court either. I think it was necessary that they raise the concern and make it known for the world to see. But again, another statement recently was also issued by the U.S. Embassy. I just read it. That they thank Liberians for the level of interest they showed in the election, the first round, and how peaceful it was, even though there was some chaotic action around.
Right.
But they appreciate the Liberians also, and also the Liberian government for the level of peaceful election, the exhibited of peace they exhibited during the voting process. But I think during the run-up now, everyone just need to focus on their message. Forget about talking against your opponent, because mind you, you guys are only two now. And I think it will be a very hard work, a very serious work that the Unity Party needs to do.
Right.
Just in case they don't know, they need to remember that their major focus now should be on telling the older folks, educating them on how to vote, to make them know that their numbers has now been carried to number one instead of number two, because the number two was very popular. Yes, it was.
Yeah,
It
the
was a
number two,
number.
the number two was very, very popular.
Yes, yes. It was a.
They pounded that message so much, and it
Yes,
got into everybody's head. And so it's going to be very, very important.
exactly.
Very
And
important, so they can come out with promos, with
mhm,
advertisements, with
yes,
going out in villages and talking whatever they have to say. Tell the people it's number one now. We're not number two. So
so
they can get that number two out of their head.
mhm,
Because if they don't, they'll be voting for George Weah.
yeah.
Right?
So
So it's
they
very, very
they they
important.
need they need to work. They need to work, like you said, with the promo and other stuff. And that's why when you look at the issue of runoff is very important, and it has to do with money. So I think it is now time that they try to raise money from wheresoever they need to raise, to maybe like sponsor their promo on the various radio stations for some time,
Right?
because it will be political promo. So it have to be something heavy behind it. And also, mind you, the CDC led government, they are the one who have the money now. So they're gonna spend the money on that. It will be their less worry. So
They have the money, but the people on the other side are willing to
mhm,
work. The people on the UP side are
yes,
sacrificially working,
yes,
right?
they are working.
Even
They
though
are
the advantage of the financial advantage is given
mm,
to the CDC, we understand that. But when I watched the president today addressing his people, his partisans,
mhm.
and commending the National Election Commission for the just ended election, that it was free and fair, I was like, wow, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What's that? What just happened was free and fair? Huh? Malpractices? Most people didn't vote. Voter
No,
fraud taking place.
but if you don't look at the numbers of people who turn out in their numbers, it was a huge turnout. It was a very huge turnout, and I think maybe for some reason people went to vote and they came back home. Maybe because of the delay in the election status of the delay. Some of them got angry and they went back home, because from where I was reporting, I saw something like that happening, where people went home because the voting process went on till 12, 1, 2 in the night, and
Mm-hmm.
the result posted by 11 a.m. in the morning the next day. So I think some people got angry and they went home. So I
Exactly.
would
That's what I'm
say,
talking about, though.
yeah. So for the turnout, I would say people turn out very hugely to vote for this going election. People
The
turn out
turnout
for the
was
first
good.
one.
The
Yes.
turnout was good because they have 5,000, 890 polling places, and they reported 5,890 polling places, right?
Yeah.
So if they report all of that, total votes, valid plus invalid, 1,949,155, right? If you realize that out of that, 1 million that voted, valid and invalid, there are 2,471,617 that registered to vote. So it's very simple for the commission to clear the doubt. There were 3.3 million and some whatever ballot boxes that they printed, ballot papers that they printed.
Yeah.
So they announced out the day they came in the country the following day. They had a press conference. So they announced that to the public. You hold them at bay with that. Then in the election, the number of ballot papers that is sent out on the field to vote, they're supposed to have that number too, right? And then when you look at this number of 1,949,155 that voted, and you subtract that out of those that registered but they didn't vote, or you subtract that out of the 3-something million ballot papers that came in, we're supposed to know the difference out of that. Then when you know the difference out of that, you minus also the what's the stuff, the voter, the invalid votes.
The invalid votes.
The 114,000 plus invalid votes.
Exactly. The invalid vote was very enough.
Right. And then when you minus that 114,000 plus invalid votes from the total order ballot papers, it will give you how much left and what was used. It gives you what was destroyed, what was unused, or whatever they mess around with. And also it helps you to get into that 114,000 invalid votes. What measures or criteria did they use to come up with that one huge number of invalid votes? Very important.
Yeah. So I'm listening to some of the UP folks, some of them doing the result. They say most of their votes, like they said the NDC tempered with the election, to have announced the CDC at the first, topping the list.
Yep.
Yeah. So they most of them say it came from the numbers of invalid votes. Yeah, because they said they took most of the valid votes and placed it at the level of the invalid votes to increase the number, so that people will not focus on, because if you call number in favor of certain person, it will be like somebody will want to take note. But then if you push the some number of the invalid, let's say the valid votes to the invalid votes, people will not know.
It reduces the person's vote, and that's what
Yes.
I think. That part of that too took place, and that is why Joseph Numa Boaka got so much of a low margin, especially to the southeast. And
that's why
when they saw that loophole, when they found that loophole that they never kept, close eye on their to the polling stations in the southeast, the CDC took advantage of that.
That's why they are saying. But for me now, I think the Union Party sometimes too needs to be very careful in giving some of the information, because if you look at doing the preliminary results that were coming in from the various media outlets and other areas, you saw that some key officials who were appointed as member holding key positions from the Unity Party were posting, most especially on Facebook, that they already have their result. They've won the election on a one-round victory. They've
Right.
gone above 50 plus let's say 2 or 3% of the votes already, and they said they already have their tally sheets. So my analysis there was a bit critical, against them, because CEO, you know that it is impossible that you will be able to get all your tally sheets from across the country in less than 2 days. It's very impossible.
And you struck a very good point right there. That's a very,
Mhm.
because that was part of my observation too. And going forward with this one, I hope the leadership of the Unity Party will not play that card no more. Don't try that
Yeah,
on the
yes,
people, because
because
it's
you
unprofessional.
can
Because they
you
had
can
a
give
press
the
conference.
people,
If it was just an
exactly,
individual that went up, they had a press
yes,
conference with the party chairman, all the other people, and Darius DeLon, everybody was standing up there
yes.
and said, "Don't try it. We have all the
They
talent
they
sheet right
they
here.
now,
Don't fake. Don't do it, because what you do, what that
exactly,
does is it reduces the morale of the people, and
exactly,
you raise a lot of questions as to, should people
yes.
trust you next time
They
when you
were
say you
forgetting
had
to.
the tally, all the tally votes. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that was, to me, that was childish. I don't know if it is a political move or whatsoever. They were hearing news
Maybe
that CDC
maybe they
was
thought it
coming out
was.
to protest, to do or whatever, this and that. No, with all of that they were doing, even if it was a strategic move, let them. They could have just sat and watched whatever plans that CDC had. You counter,
Yeah, yeah,
you counter. That's it.
and
But that was premature to have gotten out and say you have the votes, you have all the tally sheets, and then
in 2 days,
only
less than
to
2 days.
realize that you didn't have it, and so CDC took advantage of that.
And when the NEC announced the result with all of the morale they came up with, we couldn't see any of them coming forward to talk to speak against the NEC result. So you see,
Right, exactly.
they put the people who were supporting them or who are supporting them, and they forgot to know that they have a very huge number of voters in the country compared to the CDC. And so one stewards from the party starts to put on result like that, starts to give information like that, it raises the emotion and the mindset of your supporters that they have already won the election on the first round. So it will be all over in the community, on the radio station, the callers will call on other media outlets that we already have our results. But sometimes some of these things, to be honest, CEO, it brings about violence and chaos in the country, because maybe people will start arguing, saying we already have our vote. The NEC announced the result in favor of the CDC to tap the first round, meaning it was the cheated because Abraham Dowdell, who we trust so much, brought the result to us. He said we've already won the election. The Martin K and Colley also said we also won the election on a one round. So maybe
They
some
all
way,
came up.
somehow,
All of them,
yeah,
people trust them, but they all came up. The
yeah.
lines like
So
Abraham DeLong, Martin Okoli, or Yumley, they all were at the
yes,
podium. We all watched them. The party chairman, all of them came up,
so
and
I
that was
will,
premature.
yeah,
Because the
I
reason
would
why
say they led their
the
people
reason
down to
why we
lie.
are holding them to the fire is this: that they become more serious moving forward. Don't play that game with the
Yes,
people, because it brings the morale of the party down.
maybe they
What
thought,
if, look at this though, what if they were able to have convinced the standard bearer
mhm,
to have gone to that press conference, and the old man stand over there and say, we have the votes from our tally sheets, we know we have won, only to find out what now we find out. You see, it would have been
yeah.
shameful.
And someone said it was a strategy, strategized by them to put the National Election Commission feet to fire, to pressurize them that they will be saying that, oh, maybe just in case if Unity Party were to win the election, tapping with highest number at one round to become the winner. So maybe someone said maybe it was a strategy playing by them, and in my own mind, I agree with it, that it was strategy playing by them
I would
to
not play
to
that
put
strategy.
the NEC to fire, that they shouldn't temper up the result, because the Liberian people will surely go against them for that. So maybe someone, I think that it was a strategy planned by them, but it was a very wrong strategy. You can as a leading leaders in a party where you have the masses huge, you can come out with result like that. So I think it was a mistake on their side, and I was wondering, I didn't wondering why since NEC came out with the official result, nobody have questioned the result to say we challenge the result. We have all of our talent sheets and we have this, we have that. It shows that we've already won the election. So I think they shouldn't do it the next time because it will be very bad for them looking at the issue of the people's hope, the hope the people have in them
So
now.
I want us to make progress. Let's move forward with that. What's the way forward? Going forward, I think there are lessons to learn from here.
Yes,
A lot of
yes,
lessons to learn from. And I think because God is still working in favor of the Liberian people, that is why this thing had to go to its second round.
second round.
Right?
Yes.
Um,
So moving
because
forward,
if we was that close, if
mhm,
we was the one that had that much support to come that close, it would have been dealt with on the
yes,
first ballot.
yes. But look
That would
at
have been.
moving.
But moving forward, what
Yes.
lessons are there to learn from
Okay.
the Unity Party
So
moving forward?
uh, okay. So for me now, I would say moving forward, the Unity Party and the CDC, they now need to move on to engage with other political parties. Mind you, we had about 20 candidates
Mhm.
contesting. So it's now time that you engage with those candidates that they will come on board and support you. Just today, the Labrador People Party endorsed Joseph Nimambwaka, Tawan Gongo.
Right.
And if you look out from Grand Bassa, how you call him, one of the I think one of the either he's a senator, forgetting his name. He also endorsed the CDC from Grand Bassa also. So I think it is now time that they try to
Bazanga.
engage. Yes, Besonga Fine also endorsed the CDC.
Oh
So I
wow.
think it is, yes, he endorsed the CDC, we are Taylor
That's,
government.
so he went back to CDC. That's a big one.
Exactly. So now it's now time that they move to endorsement, to endorse and keep the campaign moving straight to tell your voters what you can do for them, not to tell them the other person doing this, the other person doing it. Meaning you will be promoting the person because mind you, you guys are only two. They are only two now,
Mm-hmm.
and with the numbers of people who made up their mind to support the Town Bongo, to support the Alexander Cummings, the Appleton, and what have you, the vote were shared, the votes were shared. So now all the voters now will have to decide. Some of them will choose to follow their political leaders. Maybe some people who voted for Town Bongo will say, any decision Town Bongo takes, I will follow. Yeah, so it's now time that they do the engagement. But again, CEO, I would say from the Unity Party side, if you look at during the first round, the first election,
Mm-hmm.
the general election, to be clear with this, the Unity Party fought whole lot of people, whole lot of opposition. I think they were to unite of one mission. Maybe they go different way, but we remain focused to make sure on seat President Weah. But if you look at most especially, I will blame Martin Colley for this, for the decision taking, where he fought whole lot of opposition. If you look at the ANC, Martin King Colley really fought the ANC. It's clear that everyone saw it. He voted every time against the ANC, that's it, the CPP. He voted against them, including the Musa Hassan Berete,
No. Hold
the
on,
Alexander Kunis.
hold on. I think I will pause
Yeah.
you on that. That's not quite true because if I watch, and you and I
Hmm.
watched, most of the times the CPP when it fell apart.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why the CPP could not resonate in this going election, it has to do with the way they attack JMB. I felt like they lost their attention. They removed their eyes off the ball. Because
Yeah.
even when you look at most of their guys who were having commentaries on other platforms, they always
Yes.
instead
They
of
were not focusing. They were not
criticizing
focusing
George
on
Weah,
president.
instead of
That's what I'm
focusing
saying.
on George Weah, they did not. Their target was Joseph Nyamabwakai. And they
That's
said
what I'm
it.
saying.
They said
That's
that
that.
if the attack, the mud swing was on Joseph Nyamabwakai.
Yes.
So maybe because he was, increasing and pulling up the votes and stuff and the crowds. So if they get on him, then if they get him, they will be able to attack Weah. But that was a wrong strategy.
The opposition were all fighting against each other instead of focusing on seating President Weah. That's it. That's it right
So
there.
these guys, I don't know, closing arguments, they're always on Joseph Numa Boakai.
Yes.
I mean, not
so
to
now,
call them, but that was it. Those guys were always attacking Joseph Numa Boakai.
And also some of, let's say, folks from the Unity Party were also attacking the ANC. We're also attacking the ANC.
It was not as compared to the other people, though.
They fought CEO. They fought against each other instead of focusing on the CDC to make sure and preach message against the CDC.
The fight were ANC people.
Yes, and the fight was mostly against between, let's say, the fight was mostly between the Unity Party and the ANC. So now it's not time that they reconcile moving forward. They reconcile. I think I saw a photo for Joseph Numa Boakai when he visited the Zana Cummins, and also President Weah.
I finished analyzing that whole photo.
Who visited?
You're not watching the show when I started?
I was following. I've been following.
I was following. I was showing you. And so I know that they're going to fix it because I feel like he has more in common to do, to work with, the two of them, as in with Joseph, with George Weah, right?
Yes.
I think,
and also
you can see how relaxed they are, moving and talking. You know, you can see that. But when you look, I was analyzing this entire body language. When you look at George Weah here, you can feel some sort of uneasiness.
For me, let's forget about
on both of their faces. Someone is holding someone suspicious.
Let's forget about the body language issue, because that's just a picture, right? We didn't.
Do you realize
we didn't see or listen to their conversation?
Pardon me, listen. You realize how the police here in the US can track criminals down? They have people that are trained and specialized in body language. Even when you're not saying the word, you're just shaking your lips. They have what they call lip readers. They read people's lips. The way your lips shake, people can know what you're saying. People are specialized in that. And so even the body language, they have specialists. When they're saying, the way I'm talking like this, I'm shaking, I'm doing this. Someone who is specialized can tell you what is going on the inside, what I'm thinking. That's how it is. So the way you see them, I'm not a specialist, but I'm looking at the atmosphere around them. It's more cordial than the atmosphere with George Weah, which leads me to believing that in the end, the ANC will support the Unity Party ticket, because
that's yes, it will happen.
You come right here and say, "Hey, he's a CEO, you're good."
It is possible, but looking at the issue of politics, I think that the meeting that was just a meeting to reconcile maybe all of what happened between them, to reconcile as the move like we were forward. But then you can't tell that the ANC will support the CDC or the Unity Party now, because if you look at the record from 2017, during the 2017 runoff between Unity Party and CDC also, it will not tell you that the ANC supported someone specifically. It will not tell you. So I think it will be very necessary that we wait and see. We wait and see what the ANC will do in making sure that they can support somebody, and they can move on. But I think that was just a meeting, because if you look at the picture and say
today too, just like you mentioned earlier, they picked up almost 2 endorsements today. One is from the ALP leadership, the national chairman from the ALP. Endorsed them today, Unity Party.
And also
the LPP at Taiwan Gonglo. So they're picking up endorsements. That is negotiations that's taking place right now. A lot of give and take. And I'm looking at ACO.
From the
how the
party
committee
of
to play.
Bena
Kamara.
Yue, right?
Huh? No, Alcop or
From
Lusini Kamara.
yes, I know. I'm talking about the ALP Bena Yue. So I saw a post from Tera Yue today, the daughter
Yeah, we
of
saw that
Bena
she
Yue.
endorses the CDC. I don't know how
Yes,
true it is, but
yeah.
you know.
So we are, even though it was the chairman who
But
spoke on behalf of
Taylor
the
Ure is not
ALP.
going to make any big difference.
Yes, and that shows that the ALP some way somehow has endorsed the unit party. But from their end, we haven't heard from the let's say the Senate barrier who is how you call him Bena Yue yet, and also Tera Yue who is also a major factor against this the
Who
unit
do you
party.
think? Who do you think this guy is going to endorse?
I think
The
for
guy, the unknown soldier, like I always call him on the show. Yeah,
yes,
Appleton. Now Appleton is
yes.
looking at
So
so.
this is another critical area also, because if you listen to if you listen during the preliminary result by the NEC, most of the folks from the Unity Party said that Appleton was planned by the CDC to
Right.
take number one on the ballot, so that all of Joseph Walker's votes can go to him. They said he was planned. So by now seeing him in picture with the senator of the Unity Party, I really want to hear again what the Union Party folks will start to say.
I mean,
Maybe
he went to go see the old man. He's looking at other options he's putting on the table, right?
yes,
Uh,
but they won't
we
say
get it.
that he
But when
was
you look
playing
at it,
by
when
the
you look at the
CDC.
roots, he's one of the
Mhm.
founding members, according to what I heard. It's alleged. I'm not quite sure that he's one of those founding members of the CDC.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's
So
obvious. It's obvious he must still be playing. You know, he playing out here insider politics, trying to go see, pick the old man mouth and all of that stuff. But it's clear that he might just be going with the CDC.
yeah, he
You know,
spoke. He spoke. He spoke. He spoke yesterday as well. He spoke yesterday because there were rumors around that he has support. He has endorsed the Unity Party. He spoke, and I listened to him. His press conference. He said he has not come out to endorse anyone. He will endorse people based on the decision of his supporters who the party should support, and he will make sure that he play a major role in the runoff. So he said while people were fighting to let the CPP, the United Party, the CDC were fighting to fill up stadium with groups, with huge supporters, he was
hmm
there doing he was just doing his Gerald Wesley campaign. So that led him to have gotten the number, the numbers of votes he got a coming third in the election. So meaning he's a major decision making, let's say maker in the politics right now. So he will take his time, listen to his
you know
supporters.
what, you know what. Let me give you my own analysis.
Mhm.
This guy didn't campaign that much.
I
All
saw
those
him doing all
Listen,
of the debates. I saw him doing the debates.
all our press conference he had yesterday was just all part of the optics and stuff, right? So,
But there
but
are videos
because
also showing.
what?
There are videos also showing on the internet that he was campaigning. I saw videos of him, people clapping for him, chanting battle cry slogans
My
and what have
man,
you.
we're talking about, when I'm talking about campaign, you can see, you saw. I'm not even talking about the way the CDC and the UP had their massive campaigns. But even Alexander Cummings, when he was campaigning, you will see it. Even because the Jehovah Witness campaigning he was doing, Alexander Cummings of the ANC were doing it, right? Even Taiwan, when he was campaigning, we saw it. Other political outcome, we saw it, right? So that guy was more relaxed. The kind of votes he got, something happened. Something happened. So I feel like this time around, if the Unity Party put their mechanisms at play to the southeast to keep an eye to the ballot boxes, you realize whatever that happened to the southeast, with Appleton all around, will not be taking place, folks. It seems like my picking data finished. Now we're gone. So these are some of the reasons. When you look at those areas where all those votes, because it's clear right here. River G. Jowea won River G. 19,247 votes. Right? And JMB only have 4,424 votes in River G. When you come to Maryland, the mayor got 35,784 votes, and Barker only have 5,500. That's a 30,000 votes difference. Just Maryland. Are you kidding me? These numbers are not numbers that are, they're hard to believe. Very hard to believe. Look at Grand Crew, 24,477. And Barker only got 2,567. The same thing with Sino, with 29,639. This is what I'm talking about. These guys, they had a mindset, Jowea can have the entire Southeast. Match the entire Southeast with just Nimba County alone, and they will still be beaten. So Jowea took advantage of the Southeast. And then, when he took advantage of the Southeast, he went now into Joseph Boakai territory, to go play inside, to go play checker. Let me bring this on the floor. So this is what happened. He went to go play checkers, right? This is the political map. We have to discuss this political map. It is very important that we discuss this political map. So you see, all the blue is CDC area, where CDC won. All the green, like UP. You look at this political map. If only the Unity Party was to keep their eye on the ball to the Southeast, today we will not be sitting down here talking. There's no way we could be sitting down here talking while we're talking. This is the political map. So when they left this whole area, the blue to the Southeast, River G, Maryland, Grand Crew, Sano, River Cess, when they left all of this area open, and CDC took advantage of it, CDC now brought the game to their side. Nimba, Lofa, Cape Mount, Grand Crew, Bon. And in fact, to the point where they end up getting Bon. Because it was very hopeful that CDC, Unity Party was going to take Bon. But because of the play, the interplay, that the people are, because of that, they end up getting Bon. I am discussing a political map. Panome. It has to do with this Southeast. This Southeast, Grand G there, River G, Maryland, Grand Crew, Sino, River Cess. When they remove their eye of the ball from here, CDC say, oh, okay. In fact, what we'll use our helicopter. Let's transport the ballots in the name of helping the Election Commission to transport the ballot boxes to Grand G there and other places on Asa. But the ballots that came from Grand G, from over there to that Grand G there, when you look at our helicopter, those were ballots that had the inscription Lofa. Those were ballots from Lofa. What Lofa ballots had to go all the way to Grand G there. My people, these are some of the things we're talking about. What Lofa ballots? And during the very counting, election time, when election ended, the very night, there were reports. I was on air. There were reports of an unknown helicopter that landed in Foya. Yeah, that was confirmed. Because I said, y'all confirm it? Yes, they confirm it. So one will ask, this helicopter came in a country. for the president to campaign on it. You can't see the president inside campaigning. He's just running around the country. What is going on? That's the first thing as politicians, the other people should have taken very, very serious. Let me bring you in.
Yeah, so
what's your analysis on this map?
Yeah, somebody was calling me, so I had to cancel the call, and to get by it was a bit difficult. So I had to cancel everything and rejoin.
Are you following this map?
Yes, I'm looking at the map. Yeah.
When you look at those numbers, these numbers, the strategy that CDC play that brought them into this runoff, the strategy they play, the level playing field is now already level. They have everything, all the money to their advantage. They have the government vehicles that they should not be using to their advantage. All of that. Now that the collaborating parties and people are endorsing, all these people, what say you? What do you say going forward? You think they should close their eyeball the same way they did to the Southeast? These numbers we're looking at? Look at those numbers. 34. Look at Grand Jury, yeah?
Are they numbers of voters that voted them, or
yes? These are NEC numbers.
Okay.
When you look at these are actual real NEC numbers. When you look at Grand Jury, I am looking at NEC website. These are all match. I confirm them. That's the final NEC stuff. So when you look at Grand Jury, 34,751. Let me look here. Grand Jury. Let me confirm. 34,751. 78.17%. That's what they have. When you Unity Party only have 4,000. Let me bring that up. 4,689. Unbelievable. Very much so unbelievable. These are the actual numbers, the total numbers that they all came out with. So what happened was, CDC said, since we got the Southeast, they play low profile on the Southeast. Let's stuff as much as we can. And then the rest, we go on the other side where he has advantage, the UP has advantage. We can interplay in there and bring some of the numbers against them. So that's what was happening. Look at Nimba. Nimba had 138,070 registered voters and 50,427. Folks, if this map doesn't tell you something, then you're sleeping, especially the parties involved. That the map right there on that board, when you look at the map on that board, it will give you a clearer view, a better perspective, how to move forward. What is the way forward? How to move forward. That's what that does. It will give you that perspective. But this is what the next one says. If you don't like the people you voted today in power, the people you voted 6 years ago in power, if you don't like what they are doing, this next song, promo song, will tell you what you should do. If you don't like the people you put in power, you don't like what they're doing, listen.
Those who voted for change must have now realized that the president they voted for has kept this country paralyzed. If you voted for him, but you're also feeling the pain, I hope you do your best to see it never happens again. Are you waiting for the change? You'll be waiting in vain. I don't think that this government employed anybody with brain. It's only gonna get worse, and the truth is you can't complain. For the suffering and all the pain, you only have yourself to blame. We should have never voted a candidate without a certificate.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
That's the best way to say it. There's no better way I could say it than the man himself. How we elect political thieves. How you, the people, elect political thieves. What you have to do to stop electing political thieves. One is stop them from buying your votes. Stop selling your voter cards. That is one way. The first way, right? Stand up for what is right, even if you have to stand alone. Say no. That's one way. Say no to kush. Say no to drugs. So say no to those children that are languishing in the streets and not going to school. So many children. Say no to poor healthcare. Poor healthcare. Say no to that government where a pregnant woman or a mother who just got operated on sit outside and there's no room to host them inside because of lack of training, lack of facilities or equipment, and that person died in front of the hospital. That just happened a few days ago at the Redemption Hospital. The baby lives, but the mother died. Operated on. And now came back. Something happened. Came back. Horribly. Emergency. That was an emergency situation. Even our medical people are not taking stuff, emergency cases, that serious as they ought to. Right? Is it because of lack of equipment or technical know-how or what? What is it? So when you vote right, those are all the things you are voting against. Those are all the things that you are saying no to. Don't look at what you can eat today, what you can get today. Oh, it's my chopping time. Oh, it's my time. What about a long, long vision? As a human being, we all have vision. We have short-term plans and long-term plans. So you're telling me, when you have that right to vote, that voter card is in your hand. You don't have a long-term plan for that voter card with that voter card? You don't? You don't have a long-term plan? You only have a short-term plan with that voter card that you have in your hand? Meaning, now, what I can get now and eat, I'm done. That's it. That voter card is a card that you should have a long-term plan with. The long-term plan I have with this voter card is that 5 years, 10 years down the road, this country is transformed. The institutions in this country are transformed for the better, not for the worst. Those are some of the foresightedness that you should have. Do you see the finance ministry today on fire? The finance ministry on fire. Who could have put it on fire? What could have triggered it? We are yet to know. Hmm? And the next thing you're going to hear say, oh, all the money documents, all the financial documents are destroyed, burnt. That's the next thing you're going to hear. And then everything. Phew. We are yet to hear a statement from the Minister of Finance, Minister Samuel Toy, because that's his ministry, that's his area. It caught on fire today. He needs to step up and speak to the Liberian people what happened, what triggered it. The institutions are physically burning. They are dilapidated. The institutions are breaking down economically, not just physically, but economically, the institutions are breaking apart. And we have to rise up. We have to stand up. We have to know that this next time around, this voting, this next time around that's coming up, that you make the right vote, that you make your vote count, that you don't sell your vote. Selling your vote is like selling your birthright. My people, selling your vote is like selling your birthright. No joke about it. That's the truth. You don't want to sell your birthright. Selling your vote is telling that little child that's selling in the street, even as I speak at this time, all the way to 10 o'clock p.m. with their parent or their brother. This is your life. Selling, when you sell that vote, this is good for you. That's why you're telling them. You're telling that child selling in the street is what's best for you. When you sell your vote to that child, to that politician, you are telling that child you deserve the life you have now, being in the street, selling cassava, selling dry coconut, selling plantain, selling bread, 9 p.m. at night, in the middle of vehicles, traffic. When you sell that vote and you don't make that vote to count, that is the message you are sending to that child, to that mother who sat down by that dump site all day trying to sell to get a little bit of money, sell their potato green just to go home so they can have food on the table. That is what happened when you sell that voter card. That is the message you are sending. That voter card is very important. It helps to shape the destiny of Liberia. It helps to shape the destiny of the children of Liberia. That voter card you have helps to have better institutions that will take care of those children, of the youth, of the dying youth, of the institutions of integrity that are breaking down. That is the essence of your voter card. So your voter card is very, very significant. When you don't sell your voter card, what you are saying, the message you are sending is, you want a better hospital. You want drugs in those hospitals. You want medicine in those hospitals. When you don't sell that voter card for $50, for $20, when you keep that voter card and you vote right for the future of the country, you are like resuscitating a dying nation. You are like bringing a life. You know how when someone is dying and then they're losing breath and someone go to give them a CPR, trying to help them breathe, trying to bring them back alive? That is what that does. Your voter card is there to bring the country back alive, to make things better, to bring accountability in the system. That is the essence of your voter card. You are telling the politicians, we are tired with this mess. We are tired with the direction in which the country is going. That is the significance of your voter card. So please, whoever you are, tell your family members, all those who have the voting rights in your hand, don't sell your voter card. Because I know they don't like the way the country is going. Liberians are quick to give up. Like, oh, we can do whatever it takes. They're going to do it anyway. They're going to cheat anyway. So even if they're going to cheat, so does that stop you from exercising your right? Because when you keep exercising your right, at one point in time, the truth that you stand for will prevail. It will prevail. That's what happens. So, my people, let's do the right thing. As we look forward to better elections, let's do the right thing. I got a people song here. I got to play it. And here it comes. Here it comes.
The second election will come and go for. This one will be between two parties. They will come and go for the again. Yes, we come and go for again. Stick it right there, brother. They are 40 Papa Joseph Numa Baka will win. You just talking it out. You don't even know a position on the voting paper. Who tell you he on number one on the voting paper? Oh, he on number one? The other 40 will go do. He will be number one on the voting paper. There are two men and said this each other. Joseph Numa Baka and Jeremiah Kun said this each other. And you go vote. Rest Jeremiah Kun that they play the bass and you must put it there. But don't mess it up. The first bass Jeremiah Kun put it aside the first man in the first bass. The rescue mission ready to win this election. Play, my people. My people, shine your eye. Vote Joseph Newman Parker and Jeremiah Kun. Number one on the ballot paper, yeah. The rescue team say you should vote number one on the ballot paper. The rescue mission is ready to walk away with victory in the runoff election. Vote number one, Joseph Newman Parker and Jeremiah Kun to victory during the runoff election. Think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia.
Ghana was a crime, everybody crying, police people crying, army people crying, nurses are crying, teachers are crying, who got this? They push killing us, who got this? Corruption killing us, who got this? You must go away and story, who got this? But for the when I beat.
You know, this song is not just an ordinary song, folks. You have to realize that drugs is not a good thing. The infestation of drugs in society, you know what that does? It breaks down institutions. When drugs takes over society, it destroys the human mind, ways of thought, ways of doing things. And what happens? The consequences, institutions breaks down, because who make the institution? It's you and I, the people. When those people are not thinking in their head the right way, they make the wrong decisions. There are no checks and balances. They feel like they're on top of the world. That generation is doomed. That's the fact. So having institutions, what build institutions is people. People build institutions. But when you have drugs infiltrating the fabric of society, and when they are brought to your attention, you don't take it serious. You don't clamp down on it. The people that surround you, their hand inside it. What happens? Not good for the country. That is not the direction in which we want the nation to go. Because drugs are not good. Drugs, when people are getting high on drugs and stuff, it breaks down institutions. It doesn't matter what type of institution it is. It breaks down the institutions, folks. So if the government that is responsible to clamp down on drugs is relaxed and is abetting and aiding the situation and it's not helping, guess what? You are destroying a generation. You are destroying your own people. You are destroying a country. And that's my message to the Liberian president, to the Liberian leader. If the United States government can go to work and bring something to the table for you and say, there is drugs coming into your country, U.S. just don't do something if they don't have evidence. And they said it and they prove it. Why don't you take action on it? Why? Because your colleagues or some of your best buddies or friends got all their hand inside? Or because of mullah, because of money? What is your plan as a leader? Look at a generation. Who do you intend to grow up and run this country? If you don't invest in this generation. For the leaders that you are today, someone invested into you. Why don't you make that sound decision to invest the same way for the sake of country? So I appeal to you, Liberian leaders. You have failed the Liberian people. Do better. We are better than that. You have failed your nation. And as Liberians and citizens goes to elections, second runoff, this runoff that's coming November 14, go with a conscience, asking the hard questions. Are you satisfied for the last 6 years under this leadership? Were you? The rising cost of prices, things escalating, exchange rate going up so high, drugs, killings that goes unaccounted for. Are you better off? With your child sitting home and not going to school? No way for you to get tuition to send them to school? Are you better off? No good roads, but the country is making money, and the bourgeoisie, the Joneses, they are enjoying. They are enjoying the country resources. They travel out of the country for 45 days plus, sleeping in the best of hotels. But they come home and steal more and take away. So when you go to the ballot box, that is what you are voting against. Vote. Vote for justice. For the people that have died, that have not had justice. That is why you are voting for. Vote for justice. Vote for press freedom. Where when press freedom, like us, we speak like this, they try every way to silence you. That's why you're voting for. Because they don't want that. They don't want to be exposed. And so when you go register your institutions, they block you. They blackmail you. Yeah. But thank God for the power of the internet. I can sit anywhere and speak my mind. Thank God for that. But folks, Liberian people, vote. Vote that you will bring that integrity that Liberia had once in the Committee of Nations around the world, where nations will go to Liberia to seek advice and help. That is why you are voting for come November 14. And there are only two choices. 18 people have dropped out of the race. Now you have two. It is not a rocket science for you to make that decision. Joseph Numa Boakai, George Manuel Weah. That's what you're voting for. One that the world respect very highly and recognize, and in industry and investors are sitting on the fence to come in, versus the one that the people are saying, if you elect him, we're not coming over there because the place is not safe for us to invest. So you have that choice. And if you don't make that choice, hey, you are the one who's going to feel the weight. You will feel it for the next 6 years. I wish that the presidential period was for 4 years. There's no reason why they had to push it to 6 years. 6 years? And so if someone wins the second term, they're going for 12 years, solid years. That's not something to play with. That in itself should tell you to make an informed decision at the ballot box. That is what you ought to do. Because if you don't make that decision right, for the next 6 years, you will feel the weight. You might not be going to college. You might not be going to school. Your kids will be all out there selling in the streets. Children are supposed to be in school. 5, 6, 7 years old, 10 years old, out in the street selling. Selling. Every time I go to Liberia when I'm driving, you have to be so careful because kids are, with bread on their head and bananas and plantain and stuff, trying to just sell, crisscrossing from all directions. When I see those young boys, when I see those young girls, I think of my children. And all I can say is, Lord, thank you that my kids are not feeling this. But my heart cried out because I put those kids in the same place of my children. I put my children in their same place. That could have been me. That could have been my children. Those are Mama Labira's children. That's Mama Labira's children. And so we must champion for them. We must stand up for them. We must speak for them. That is why Talk TV Media is the voice for the voiceless, because we have to speak for those children that are dying and languishing. That is what we have to do. If we don't, who else will? If we don't speak for them, who else will? And that is why you have to draw a line, a dichotomy between the two now. George Weah or Joseph Numa Boakai. And I'm not going to sit here and Ikra Washim Liberia and say, Joseph Numa Boakai is a better choice. Because he is a father, he knows. It pains him every day. It pains him every day. It's time to take a side because I'm a parent. I would never want my children go through that. I love Liberia too much to sit on the fence. Some of us went through the 14 years of war. We know what we saw. We know what we experienced. We are only sitting here by the grace of God. If it had not been God, for some of us, and you're going to come tell me, sit here and don't stand up for what is right? I will stand up for what is right, even if I have to stand alone. That's integrity. That's integrity. Election is on. 2 weeks, you have that decision to make. You're going to sell your voter card for $50. That's election fraud. You're going to sell your voter card. When you are selling that voter card for $50 US or for a bag of rice, you are sending a message to the world, telling the world that child that is in the street selling plantain, selling cassava or fried fish deserves to be in the street instead of sitting down in school learning. That's what it does when you sell that voter card. When you bring people from the borders to come and make decisions for you, you allow people to truck people in from Sierra Leone, Guinea, or Ivory Coast, from outside of the country. You truck them into your country just so they can come and vote someone in, and you allow that. You are telling the people or you are telling the world that your society don't deserve better because they are foreigners. These are foreign people. They come and make decisions and vote on your behalf. And they make the laws for you and they leave you suffering in those laws, suffering, and they're gone back. Common sense. We must do better as a people. We're too smart for that. We are too smart for that. So I am here. Call me what you want to call. Say what you want to say. I have 5 boys. God has blessed me with 5 boys. Those boys could be, those boys, that child, that boy who has spent the whole day going in the street, drugs, infestation, dancing and moving around like a zombie. It could have been one of them. It could have been one of them. They're no different. They're not any better. Because they are all humans created in God's own image. Created. So we must treat them. We must design, we must shoot them as parents. You're a godfather of the nation. You only need to make the institutions better. Once you equip the institutions, Liberian people are not beggars. They are hardworking people. We are hardworking people. We are not. We just need institutions to be vibrant. And the rest is history. God is not mean to Liberia. God bless the nation of Liberia so much. Whatever blessing you think of, God has blessed that nation. Whatever resources you think of, that nation is blessed with. People finding iron ore, gold, diamond, rubber is there, palm oil that is shipping all over the country, coconut, peppers, all of that stuff. Bauxite, you find it all surrounded with beautiful landscape, ocean, tourism, forest, animals. God has blessed the nation. We explore all for our own self-aggrandizement, for our own self-greed. At the end of the day, you can obtain all that wealth. When you die, you won't go in the grave with that. You leave everything here. And people who never even work for it, people you hated, will eat that money and that wealth. That's what happens. Because you're going to go bang that stuff and places whatsoever. And people who hated you, people, when you should have invested in your people to leave a legacy behind. You don't. But you want to take that money and go hide it somewhere, all that wealth. When you're supposed to be reinvesting that wealth. You know the best investment ever in life is human investment. Human development. That is the best investment you will ever make in your lifetime and you will never regret. You will never regret it. If you have the opportunity to find 10 scholarships or 20 scholarships for youth to travel overseas to learn and better their lives and become better, do you know what you have done to your legacy? Do you know what that means? Even if you die and gone, your legacy lives. Your life lives. Your name lives. That's what that does. We are better people. Let's invest in our people. Not having people coming around you early in the morning, around your house or compound, waiting for handout, asking for handout. Big brother, it's hard today. Oh. The whole day I've not eaten. You gave them 5 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours, or 50 hours. You become a demigod. God did not create man that man should rule another man. God created man that will become self-sufficient. That man will run his own life freely. That is the essence. We don't like to be under control, like you control things. That's the only way you feel that you're man enough, where you control. And people who always do that, it's just arrogance. where they feel like they just want to control men, control a certain group. They want to be in charge. They're insecure. People who does that are insecure. They're insecure. Everybody got to say yes, sir, to you. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Every time. No. Empower people. Empower people. Let them become better. And they will take care of themselves, where they don't have to come back to you begging you. Teach me how to fish. Don't give me the fish every time I'm hungry. Teach me how to fish. Teach me how to go to the river to fish. Now, every time I come for a fish, you give me a fish. You're not helping me every time you give me a fish. This has become the norm in our country. This has become a norm. Every day, you're giving people handouts, instead of finding opportunities, educational opportunities, creating institutions for people to create employment where people can work and better their lives. We fail to do that. Once we fail to do that, we have failed as a nation. We have failed as a people. My time is over. Thank you all, to all of you who follow. I'll be here tomorrow. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. But before I take leave of you, I got the people promo here to play. So y'all listen to it.
Why you not voting?
I'm not voting, my man. I'm not voting again.
Okay.
What all the thing there for? You see the kind of vote get it, papi. Nima, Green Gile. See the kind of vote get it, man.
He shot you.
Bapuru. No. I'm voting again.
You not realize the vote. At the end of the day, they say Grand Gile, the West or East. They say we got no 4,000 or 5,000.
I'm voting again. But you think it will be better when it comes to election commission that it be voted?
Yeah, they vote. They want to side with the president and put that there.
It will be fun. We vote for them because once we vote for them, they will be for the people. They will not be for president.
No, but you have to vote.
I'm voting.
So if you're a coach now, you carry your team. After 90 minutes, people say, okay, you're telling me you tell all the players then say, we're not playing again, you'll go. They will be already, they be automatically against you. Let me tell you, my brother Gento. Okay. And now you're one saying you're not voting again for the second round or the run of election. Now you're one saying it. Yeah, so Lord change the attitude. All those people that voted for JMB, you go back with backing you. Okay. You go vote again. That the last one, that the last year, what did it go last year? If you not vote, that push, you don't know when it will come back again. Yes. If you not vote, all the thought they will start living the whole again. Yes. If you not vote, yes. Your whole future is finished. Continue. Then the JMB Bene and Jeremiah Kum, you're dying for. Beg a leader. Go vote. Go vote. My man, everybody won't go vote. Everybody will go vote. Go vote.
Okay.
Oh, but well, you not know that not percent again between the two people. Oh, no percent again. That man I told I will vote from Nima. Where he say Gonglo. Gonglo get support. Gonglo get me support.
Kumi too.
Kumi I love Kumi with my heart, man. Kumi say how you vote against or contest against ruling party and then go for ruling party again. That means he know what you want there. He will go to JMB. Everybody coming on board and say now vote. Everybody coming on board and say now vote.
Man, Shine, the thing just tell me. I get 50 of my Oma Nana in Grenku. The vest for it. But you know what I will do?
Tell them.
First thing tomorrow, I'm making my way to Grenku. I'm going to make them to understand.
And the rescue train, it will enter Grenku and Sando will enter there too. Yes. To tell them that they may do nothing for them already. We do nothing.
But I remember say all that because of racism and Pharaoh.
So racism go for 6 years. My people, so we backing you. The thing here we do now for everyone all good. We not do now for ourselves.
Yes.
We beg your graduate people who love you. Grab people, crew, gravel, the paper, man.
For sure.
We don't do trouble. Let's say voting here. When I tell let's say voting now, then the other people say one gather. They will be by again. We begging you. One country, one library. Vote number one.
JMP
NJKK.